Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's that time of year again where we have a go at predicting the likely questions and topic areas for the June exam series. And today I'm going to be having a look at the GCSE papers, so micro and macro, and just sharing with you a few thoughts with regard to where you might want to focus your exam revision. Now, of course, that is not to say that you solely look at these particular areas and ignore everything else, absolutely not. But maybe it might be worth just investing a little bit more time into these particular areas. I personally have no particular insight into this. This is just my insight and thoughts, having taught this course for a number of years and obviously seen the papers and the way they're constructed over the years. So, 2019 paper, 2020 paper and the 2021 paper on this spreadsheet, which I'll share in the link below, you will find the key topic areas which have appeared over those years. So for 2019, that'll be the summer 2019 paper. For 2020, it would be the November paper. And for 2021, it will also be the November paper. And without running through them all, I'll just explain to you what's here. So I've identified what the key areas were in each particular instance. And usually, not always the case, but usually what happens is over a kind of a 3-year cycle, if it's been on the paper in the previous 3 years and the following sitting, then it might sort of, it's probably unlikely that it's going to appear. And so if we go through 2019, 2020, 2021, score it off the specification, see what we're left with, and perhaps those might be the areas to focus your revision on. And that's really all I've done here. So we've got the micro up here and we've got the macro down below. So I'll just scroll across and you can have a look here and just see what we're talking about maybe for 2022. So again, this is just my kind of best guess. So for micro, things that you might want to focus on would be the social and environmental sustainability. So there's been a lot about economic sustainability in the past, but not so much about these particular areas. The primary, secondary and tertiary areas, sectors, I mean, you're not going to get some kind of extended answer question on that, but there might be a few kind of explain or maybe state and explain questions in that regard. The product market versus the factor market, that caused a lot of consternation when it appeared, maybe in 2017, 2018, something like that. But that's something, again, be aware of the difference between the two. Specialization I've thrown in here simply because it has a habit of repeating quite often. And it's quite a nice question to do. The only thing I'd say there would be to, look out for the economic agent which is being targeted. Is it the worker, is it the region, or is it the country? So be very, very careful on that and read the question very carefully and make sure that you actually answer the question if it's asking about the country rather than the worker, etc. Monopoly versus oligopoly. Wow, there hasn't really been a lot on that in the last number of years. And particularly monopoly, really not much at all. So again, that might be something that you like to consider. The wages earned in different occupations, again, I throw that in there. That's a little bit like specialization because it appears quite often. So your supply and demand analysis where you're looking at skilled labor versus unskilled labor and the reasons for the wage differentials. And then interest rates and borrowing. So when you get into that last chapter in the micro section of your textbook, where we're looking at the relationship between interest rates and saving, interest rates and borrowing, interest rates and investment, you'll probably be familiar with the Muncaster United paper, which appeared a couple of sittings ago. But there hasn't been that much really, particularly on interest rates and investment. Been a little bit about interest rates and borrowing and saving, but not so much on investment. So maybe that's an area to focus your revision. So that's really micro.